Charlie Kirk was shot from the front, and the bullet did not exit, and at least a fragment of the bullet was recovered from his neck. And I'm going to tell you exactly where it was recovered from. I have fact-checked this information from multiple sources now. I've actually been sitting on this for a little bit over a week. Right around here. So think about almost in line with your shoulder blade, right in the center. Now, why is that helpful? Because it gives us a bullet trajectory.
It began as nothing more than a whisper online, a rumor so wild that most people laughed it off. But within hours, that whisper turned into a storm, a swirl of screenshots, reposts, and late-night live streams claiming that federal interest might be circling around Erika Kirk, all because of something Candace Owens hinted at during a recent broadcast. Suddenly, headlines exploded across social media, fans started panicking, and Erika herself was spotted leaving an event with no comment, her expression unreadable and her silence louder than any statement. Creators began dissecting every frame of Candace's video, every pause, every eyebrow lift, convinced she was pointing towards something bigger, something hidden. And as the rumor spread like wildfire, the tension grew thicker. No one thought the drama would ever reach this level. But when Candace exposed the truth, at least in the eyes of the internet, the entire story spun into a direction no one saw coming. Before the internet erupted, the atmosphere around Erika Kirk had already started to shift. For weeks, small clips, stray comments, and cryptic podcast moments had been circulating. Nothing concrete, nothing confirmed, just enough to make viewers lean in a little closer. And almost every path led back to one name, Candace Owens. Candace had been unusually bold in her recent commentary, dropping vague phrases like, "people aren't being honest," and "some things behind the scenes would shock the public." She never mentioned Erika directly, never pointed a finger, but her pauses, her tone, her eyebrows, the internet took those as clues. As the audience replayed and reanalyzed every second of her broadcast, someone made a connection, a theory, a thread, and suddenly thousands began repeating it. Erika's followers noticed she had been quieter recently, skipping events, posting less, keeping a low profile. And of course, the rumor mill took that silence and filled it with chaos. Comment sections filled instantly. Why is Erika so quiet? Did Candace just expose something? Something is going on behind the scenes. By the time the first FBI theory started trending, the narrative had already taken shape, not from facts, but from fear, timing, and the internet's love for mystery. And as the whispers spread like wildfire, the tension grew thicker. No one thought the drama would ever reach this level. But when Candace exposed the truth, at least in the eyes of the internet, the entire story spun into a direction no one saw coming. It happened in the middle of a live stream. Casual, unscripted, the kind of segment no one expected to go anywhere. Candace Owens was answering fan questions, laughing between comments, when suddenly her tone shifted. Her smile faded just enough to catch attention. She leaned forward, lowered her voice, and said a sentence that stopped the internet cold. There were things happening behind closed doors, things people would not believe if they knew the full truth. She never mentioned Erika by name. She didn't have to. The pause after her words, the way she looked off camera, the tension in her voice, the internet took all of it as a sign. People clipped that 5-second moment and blasted it across every platform. Overnight, millions of viewers turned into detectives, convinced that Candace had quietly dropped a bombshell. Some swore she was referring to internal issues. Others claimed she meant high-level problems. A few went viral, insisting she was talking about Erika Kirk specifically. The clip spread so fast that within hours, it wasn't even Candace's words causing chaos anymore. It was everyone else's interpretation. TikTok creators slowed the video down, zoomed in on her eyes, added ominous music, and declared they saw fear. YouTube commentators called it a warning. Reddit threads called it the beginning of the unraveling. Whether Candace intended it or not, the internet treated her sentence like a confession. And once that narrative escaped into the wild, there was no pulling it back. That single moment, that single sentence, became the spark that lit the fuse. Theories exploded, emotions ran high, the entire story shifted direction, and suddenly, all fingers were pointing at Erika. This was the moment the entire story exploded, not because of anything confirmed, not because of any official announcement, but because the internet did what the internet always does. It connected dots that may not even exist and convinced millions they formed a picture. After Candace's cryptic livestream clip went viral, people began digging, searching for anything that could link her mysterious warning to Erika Kirk. And that's when a single blurry photo posted anonymously on Reddit sent the entire situation spiraling. The image showed two unmarked black vehicles parked near a gated neighborhood. No context, no address, nothing tying it to anyone. But one caption changed everything. FBI seen heading toward a residence connected to the Kirks. What's happening? It didn't matter that the location wasn't confirmed. It didn't matter that no agency ever made a statement. It didn't matter that the photo could have been from anywhere or any time. Within minutes, YouTube commentators, TikTok creators, and late-night streamers grabbed the image and ran with it. Suddenly, phrases like FBI involvement, federal interest, and investigation rumors were plastered across every feed, even though no official source had validated anything of the sort. But in the world of gossip media, facts aren't the spark. Emotion is, fear is, mystery is. People began reposting Erika's recent photos, zooming in on her facial expressions, pointing out how tired she looked, how distracted, how off. Some claimed her silence was proof of something happening behind the scenes. Others insisted it was just stress, grief, pressure, normal things, inflated into theories by a bored internet with too much imagination. Creators posted breakdown videos with dramatic thumbnails, red arrows, circled cars, flashing sirens. Every hour, new evidence emerged, but most of it was just recycled speculation dressed up as revelation. Meanwhile, Erika's disappearance from social media only intensified the frenzy. No posts, no stories, no statements. And in the online world, silence doesn't calm fear. It feeds it. Comments poured in. Is something happening? Why is she not responding? Did Candace just expose something? The rumor grew so big that even people who had nothing to do with politics began discussing it. Reaction channels posted hour-long videos. Podcasts used it as headline fodder. Twitter threads analyzed the timeline like it was a true crime documentary. And through it all, one thing became clear. The story wasn't being driven by official sources. It was being shaped entirely by speculation, timing, and the perfect storm of online obsession. Whether the rumor had any truth behind it didn't matter. Once the internet decided the FBI might be involved, the narrative took on a life of its own. This was no longer a story about Erika Kirk. It was a story about how quickly and how dangerously a single sentence, a single image, or a single silence can transform into a global frenzy. As the alleged insider claims started circulating, the internet didn't just react, it detonated. What began as scattered whispers suddenly turned into a full-blown digital wildfire, spreading across every platform faster than anyone could contain it. TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, each one became a battlefield of theories, debates, and dramatic edits all centered around Erika Kirk and Candace Owens' cryptic moment. Creators who had never even mentioned Erika before suddenly uploaded 15-minute breakdowns with dramatic titles like Erika Kirk, What's Really Going On? Candace knew something, here's the proof. Unmarked cars? Erika's silence? Something doesn't add up. Some videos used dark filters, heartbeat sound effects, and slow zooms on Candace's face, claiming her expression revealed fear. Others zoomed in on Erika's old speeches, her tone of voice, the way she held her hands, treating every gesture as evidence. Twitter threads grew into hundreds of tweets long, each one more dramatic than the last. People connected unrelated events like Erika missing a live stream, an old TPUSA photo resurfacing, Candace's sudden podcast break, the Reddit unmarked cars picture. Even though none of it had been verified, the internet's imagination didn't just fill in the blanks, it created an entire universe of possibilities. Some fans defended Erika fiercely. She's dealing with enough, leave her alone. People are making up drama because they're bored. Others insisted the rumors were too big to ignore. Candace doesn't speak without reason. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Conspiracy channels went even further, drawing red circles and arrows on screenshots like detective boards. A few claimed Erika's silence was strategic. Others said it was suspicious. And some insisted it was a sign something major is happening behind the scenes. Meanwhile, comedy creators mocked the situation, making skits about people jumping to conclusions from pixelated images. But even those jokes added fuel to the fire because people shared them, laughed, debated.
The situation has reached a strange and powerful stage where the uncertainty itself has become the entertainment. The unanswered questions, the silence, the timing, all of it has created a suspense so intense that even people who barely follow political drama are now glued to the updates. Will Erika finally speak? Will Candace clarify her comments? Will the rumors fade or explode again the next time someone drops a hint on a live stream? There are dozens of theories. Some say Erika will return with a calm, polished statement clearing everything up. Others believe she'll remain silent until the noise dies on its own. A few insist another big moment is coming, another interview, another slip, or another spark that reignites the fire. And then there's the wildest possibility of them all, that this entire storm was nothing more than a chain reaction of misinterpretation, timing, and the internet's hunger for a story. That none of it was ever real. That the mystery is just that, a mystery created by thousands of voices projecting their own fears, hopes, and suspicions onto two women who never actually said the things people claim they said. But here's the part that truly keeps people watching. The story feels unfinished. It doesn't feel resolved. It doesn't feel closed. It feels like the kind of cliffhanger you'd see in a series finale, the kind that leaves you staring at the screen long after the credits roll, waiting for a hint, a message, a next episode. Even now, new videos are being uploaded every hour, new theories, new edits, new connections. The gossip machine is spinning so fast that stopping it feels impossible. And somewhere in all this noise, two names remain at the center. Erika Kirk, Candace Owens. Not because of what they said, not because of what they did, but because of what the internet decided they were involved in. So, what happens next? Probably the same thing that happens with every viral mystery. It will either quietly fade or explode again without warning. But one thing is certain. This story isn't done haunting the internet yet. Not even close. In a world where whispers turn into storms and silence becomes a headline, one thing is clear. This story is far from over. But now we want to hear from you. Do you think Candace Owens truly hinted at something bigger? Or is the internet building a narrative that never existed in the first place? Drop your thoughts below. Every perspective adds a new piece to this unfolding puzzle. If you found this deep dive as fascinating as we did, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you never miss the next chapter. Because here, we don't chase chaos. We follow the stories that refuse to stay quiet.